All right, I want to talk to you guys about something that I thought of a few days ago, and then I remembered today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a video out of it. It's probably not gonna change anything, but it's just real fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it just makes me want to speak on it. There's a lot of players that get done dirty by the NBA. There's players that do the NBA dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the business. It's the way business goes. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say strictly business. You know what I'm saying? DeRozan is one person that comes to mind. Played for the Raptors. He's from California. Played for the Raptors forever. Carried their franchise. Never won, but he was the best one on the team by far, no question, right? And then they get rid of him for Kawhi, who they probably only have for a year. He got done dirty. A lot of people get done dirty. But there's one person, guys, that comes to mind that I just feel like got done dirtier than any other player that I can think of in recent memory. Okay, so first, before we get into the player, there's one thing I have to say. I'm trying to make this as fast as possible. Okay, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony opted into his contract to get the $28 million. The Thunder then said, we don't want you. We're going to trade you somewhere. And Melo's like, okay, that's fine. Trade me if you want. I'm still going to get my $28 million because that's guaranteed. So the Thunder trade Carmelo to the Hawks, right? For Carmelo and one other player. And then the Hawks gave for Carmelo and the Thunder's first round pick in like a few years. And the Hawks gave him like one or two players or some shit like that. And then they waived Melo. So the Hawks didn't even want Melo. They made this trade to get the first round pick from the Thunder, and then they just took Melo off their hands, right, and gave him the $28 million. So for this first round pick, so they stay with me. I know this is very confusing, but anyways, basically the point I'm trying to make is Melo got a free $28 million. He's not playing on the Thunder. He's not playing on the Hawks, but yet he gets to keep the $28 million. That is finesse as fuck. Shout out to Melo. He's a goddamn monster. Melo's like, I've been around the NBA for too long. Y'all not going to give me with some shit like that. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Finessed his ass off. And then just got signed today by the Rockets for like the veterans minimum, like $2 million or some shit. So now he's going to make like $30 million and be on a team that he wanted to play for, which is absolutely crazy. So shout out to him. This is what reminded me of the situation. Okay, now let's get down into it. Okay, the player that we are talking about right now is someone we all know very well, someone we probably all made fun of or laughed about or said something critical of in the last year or so. Okay, so starting off, this player took his team last year, not this NBA season, last NBA season, he took the Celtics all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. He averaged 30 points a game. He averaged more points in the fourth quarter than anyone in the league. The Celtics were the best team in the fourth quarter out of anyone in the league, absolutely killing it. Had crazy, crazy games. The person I'm talking about is none other than Isaiah Thomas, right? Isaiah Thomas absolutely carried the Celtics 2 years ago, right or wrong. 30 points a game. He was literally about to win MVP, like he showed that picture of when he ended up on the Nuggets, right? So then, he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals, or whatever it was, and his sister died. Rest in peace. This man is, bro, I don't even have a brother or sister, but I can only imagine, like, if it was a different one of my family members. He lost his sister in a car accident, right? I'm pretty sure it was a car accident. And he still went out there and played.
And sometimes heroes don't get the monetary reward that they deserve, Skip. He tried to play through an injury.
He did.
His sister had tragically passed away, and he tried to gut it up. And he cost himself $100+ million.
Like, bro, if my cat died, God forbid, I probably would be off YouTube for like a few weeks. He went out there and still played, bro. Still played. Grieving, bro. Grieving. He went out there and played. Not to mention, he was injured. You remember he got injured right before the Eastern Conference Finals? He got injured. He came back injured. They said, yo, Isaiah, if you play, you might irritate your injury. You might make it worse. You might fuck your shit up even more. He said he doesn't care. He came back, played injured and grieving for the Celtics. He sucked. He wasn't good. He didn't do anything. The Celtics lost. In fact, I think he even made his injury even worse.
For me.
Did he not mess it up for
Yes.
a while? He messed it up for a while. And obviously, his hip was not right.
Nope.
He should have had surgery immediately.
Yes.
He tried to just let it heal on its own, and it was never quite right.
So then, Kyrie wants to leave the Cavs. The Celtics realize that his injury is worse than anyone else, probably the Cavs or any other team knew. That's why the Cavs and all of us were so excited to get IT, because I was like, all right, IT is still a monster. But they knew his injury was still more fucked up. So he comes on the Cavs. He does absolutely nothing. LeBron gets him kicked off the Cavs. Now he's on the Lakers. He doesn't even start for the Lakers because it's Lonzo's first year, so obviously they want to start Lonzo, right? But then he had a few 20-point games. Like Skip Bayless said, he had a few 20-point games.
When he did go to the Lakers at the end of the year, he played 17 games. 6 times in those 17 games, 6 out of 17, he had 20-plus points.
Then after that, LeBron comes to LA. The other day, after making him leave the Cavs, now he's got to leave the Lakers, right? And now he's trying to figure out how he can join the team. He ends up on the Nuggets for the veterans minimum, bro.
But just 2 years later, Skip, he's playing for $2 million when he was in line to get a $100 million plus contract.
Just shocking and sad.
It is.
$2 million. Not only that, he doesn't even start. He won't even start for that team. All because he came out there grieving and injured, being an athlete of all athletes. Like, bro, do you know how much character and determination and grind it takes to go through what he went through and then to still come out and play basketball? And he did that, and the NBA showed him no love. And I think that is just so sad and fucked up. I've talked a lot of shit about Isaiah Thomas. That ends. I'm not talking any more shit about Isaiah Thomas. I feel bad about it, man. I seen him talking a little bit about this on Undisputed, and I feel bad about him. If he would have just sat out, bro, if he would have just sat out when he was on the Celtics, waited for his injury, not played to try and carry his team, he was looking at $30-40 million a year. Now he's making $2 million a year because he decided to play. And don't get me wrong, Carmelo is one of my favorite players. You think Melo would do something like that in that situation? Because I don't think he would. You know what I'm saying? And that's not taking a shot at Melo. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think Melo would do some shit like that. You know what I mean? In the situation, he's not going to come out there and try that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it matters that much to Melo. You know what I mean? And it does to IT, and he got treated worse than Melo. And I just think that's crazy, man. Like I said, this video is not going to do anything. But I'm sure a lot of you guys are not aware of all of this, because I wasn't aware of all of this. I'm sure some of you guys are. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Isaiah Thomas got treated worse than almost every NBA player I can think of as of recent history. Let me know if there's any other NBA players in the comments you can think of that got treated dirty. I just don't think Isaiah Thomas should be making $2 million. You know what I mean? At least let him make $5 million a year. I don't know, man. It's fucked up. It's a real fucked up situation. If I was Isaiah Thomas, like, that would, oh man, that would crush my spirit a little bit. But everything happens for a reason. I hope Isaiah Thomas comes out here and goes absolutely fucking crazy. So yeah. Leave a like if you enjoyed my little fucking Isaiah Thomas story. I'm out of here.